YouTubers. Shalom, it's Mackie. My lovely commenter Marla had made 2 Ask Mac requests. This is her second one. However, this is not going to be an Ask Mac. This is going to be a top 10 due to the nature of her question. She says she's in 7th grade, and in middle school, or her middle school at least, a lot of people are saying that they have had sex, and she asked me what it's like. Well, I feel that a top 10 would be more appropriate because obviously this video is public on the internet. I have the right to free speech, however, I need to keep it PG, I guess PG-13 in this case. PG-13, whatever you want to call it, PG-12, 11, let's say that. So I'm going to make a top 10 on sexual health. Now, this will be one video, simply because I got my great new camcorder app that allows me to record more than 10 minutes now. It's great. So, this is my top 10 for sexual health. Now, number 1, and this is the most obvious, most of you have heard this, use protection. Everyone has heard this, you will hear it again many times, however, it's because it's important, alright? Not only just knowing to use it, but knowing how to use it. You know, guys, be sure your condom fits properly, and yes, it's supposed to be tight, that's why, so it doesn't come off, and not so tight that it breaks though, because that's a bad thing too. You know, ladies, always take your meds. If you're on birth control, keep up to date on it. Ask your doctor if you have any questions at all, or if anything goes wrong with it, like if you have NuvaRing or something. I don't know if it can come out, because I mean, I've never used anything like that. Like, I have meds, but, you know, consult your doctor, know when it's going to run out, make sure your physician gives you your shot regularly if you're on the depot shot, all that jazz. Use protection. It's important, not just for preventing pregnancies, but for preventing STDs and STIs that can actually kill you. It's pretty scary. So, they're both just as important. Pregnancies and STDs are both just as important. However, I will stress, you can survive a pregnancy. You can't survive bad STDs like AIDS. So, be careful. I understand this is America, but be careful. Point number 2. Don't hook up. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, if you're an adult and you're watching this, even if you're my age, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not here to control what you do. However, I feel that you put yourself at much higher risk having sex with people who you don't know well, or who you may know but you are not in a committed relationship with them and you don't know who they've been with. And it goes both ways. They don't know who you've been with either. So, big risky situation. I would suggest against hooking up, and this goes for no matter how old you are. I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 12, 20, 15, I don't care. I suggest against hooking up. I stand by that firmly. Now, I'm not a prude, however, I just feel that if you have sex with someone, I was raised with very good common sense by my lovely mother and father, to use my head and think, you know, like, be smart. Like, if I'm going to do it, fine, but be smart about it. And I feel that being smart is not hooking up. Put yourself at too much risk, in my opinion. So, I wouldn't do it. I would advise against you doing it. As a friend, I care about all of you who are watching this. Point number 3, moving on. Be smart. Honestly, I feel that education about sex and having access to the proper protection is essential. Very, very essential. You know, half the time, if protection doesn't work, it's because people don't know how to use it. I was told by a lady who, I don't know. I guess she was like answering our questions about like sex and drinking and stuff in college because this was when I came to UMW last year. Um, Said that the reason, I think statistically, let's see, condoms have about like a 95% good protection, like working rate. However, she says that 5%, usually people who fall in that 5% are people who did not use it properly. Um, so educate yourself, read up on it if you have to. I mean, you can find tips just about anywhere. Ask your doctor, honestly. Ask your parent. I know it's awkward, but 9 times out of 10, hopefully 10 times out of 10 they love you, but 9 times out of 10, hopefully they'll be open-minded enough to sit down and talk with you. Because I would rather my kid come to me and say, hey, I want to protect myself, than them just go out and do it and not know what they're doing and then get into trouble. So be smart, know what you're doing. Which brings me to point number 4, which is know your body. There are genetic disorders that you can have. I have one called Turner syndrome that can prevent you from getting pregnant if you're a lady and getting getting women pregnant if you're a guy. Now, if you should so happen to have one of these, first off, you need to remember that does not exclude you from STDs and STIs. I have Turner syndrome, which means my second X chromosome, that makes me a lady, is basically crap. I'm completely sterile. However, I can still get any STD or STI in the world. I still basically have the body parts, they just don't work. So, be mindful of that. Also, ladies, if you have a period at all naturally, it does not matter how sporadic, how light, how little it is, you have a chance of getting pregnant. You are able to get pregnant no matter what your issues may be. Like, medical issues, gynecological issues is the crazy long medical word. And this goes for guys too. You can get pregnant. Most likely, if you cannot, no matter how little your chance is, it can still happen. Weirder stuff has happened. There's a reason why there's the show I Did Not Know I Was Pregnant on Discovery Health. It's because it happens. So know your body, know what can and can't happen to you, and if you do have a genetic disorder, be aware of it. For mine, you can also be mosaic, which means you can have it but not have it, and I didn't even know that could happen. So if you're mosaic, you can run a chance of getting pregnant and have Turner. So you need to get karyotyped, get the proper treatment, know what's going on, know what symptoms come with it, all that jazz. Know your body. That's my point number 4. Now, point number 5, which is wait until at least high school. And now that's not having sex in general. That is if you are in a relationship, a long-term relationship. Long-term meaning a year or more. Because I know that, a lot of people, I come from a liberal household, me personally, and, teenagers, younger people who are in committed relationships, I know there are. Even in middle school, I know there are. However, if you're still in middle school, I don't care how long you've been dating your boyfriend or girlfriend, you need to wait until you walk through the doors of high school. You're more mature then, you're more able to make mature decisions. You'll also be at the age where you have access to more protection, so best to wait till then. But that's my opinion on it. I'm completely fine with teen sex in general because just I know it's reality. I've been through it. I know it happens. But just make sure you're in a committed relationship. Do not date someone for 3 weeks, for God's sake, and then have sex with them. You need to be able to trust that person. You need to get to know that person first, okay? Again, this goes along with hooking up. I would suggest against it. Same goes for short-term relationships. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you regret what you're doing. That happened to me once, and it wasn't fun. Honestly, I regret it still till this day. Um, so, I mean, it was nothing like too bad, but don't put yourself in that situation where you're gonna do something with someone and then the next day they're gonna fucking dump you, because it's just not good. It's gonna mentally screw with you, not good. Moving on, point number 6. Only do it in a committed relationship. I sort of tied into that point before. Don't really need to elaborate that much, but again, a year plus. This goes, I feel, for adults too. People who have had sex before, if, like, let's say you're a virgin, but your boyfriend or girlfriend isn't, they may be more, they're going to be more comfortable with it just because they've done it. I mean, I'm not a virgin, and from that experience, I'm more comfortable with it. But, however, you need to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Just be respectful of what the other person wants. If one person wants to wait, you both have to wait. That's how it works. Otherwise, you can get into serious trouble with the law. Rape isn't good. Sexual abuse isn't good. So, my advice, only do it in a committed relationship. You'll run into a lot less risk that way. Just safer, in general, as I say again. Point number 7, moving on. Just because everyone does it does not mean you need to. God put us on this earth as human individuals. Everyone is different. You will have a different time and place when it is right for you. Do not let people get to you making fun of you for being a virgin. Honestly, that's a good thing. If you are, good on you. It shouldn't, it should not matter when and where you have sex. That is your personal decision to make yourself, just like it was mine. You will be a lot more okay with yourself, I feel, if you do. For me personally, like, all of the sexual decisions that I have made, minus one, I have not regretted. And I can feel good sitting here saying that I have not regretted them. They were all good experiences with people who I was in a relationship with. Well, 2 individuals that I was in a relationship with. I didn't just, don't just give it up for everyone. But it's different for everyone. Everyone does it at different times, different ages. You'll know what age is right for you. You'll know. And be sure you know before you do it. If you don't, and you're confused and scared, don't do it. Express your feelings. If that person truly loves you and cares about you, they'll listen to you. Okay? Don't let someone pressure you into doing what you don't want to do. Because it's a big decision, and you'll remember it for the rest of your life, and you just don't want to put yourself in a situation where that's going to screw with your head, honestly. Moving on, point number 8. Point number 8, now, I've watched it, most people have watched it, porn. Porn is fake. Honestly, yes, you can get ideas from it. Yes, if you're in any way confused about the physical act of sex or, other things that you can do, it is a good tool. But it stops there, okay? Because what you see in the videos, it isn't reality in the sense that it's not that easy. I'm not going into detail about that. You'll figure that out yourselves. But yeah, there's no, it is not that simple. It's not that easy. They don't give a very realistic depiction of the physical act of it. But, however, those people are humans. It's art. They're in a clean, sober environment. I respect what they're doing as an art form. However, just know that they've been doing it for years, you haven't, so it's going to be a lot different for you. Just realize that it's not reality. You're not going to be able to try and do everything that they're doing. That's like trying to sprint when, you know, you're still crawling, basically. But yeah, porn is fake. Semi-good tool. Some people are weird about it, so I don't know. And point number 9, you will know the right time. I mentioned this before. Everyone has their own time clock. You will know. Like, when I first made the decision to do it, I knew. I knew I was in a good committed relationship. You know, you'll just know. I can't explain the feeling, but you'll know. And if you don't do it. Plain as day. If you don't know that this is your right time, do not do it. For God's sake. Now, that's point number 9. Already kind of elaborated on that, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Now, finally, point number 10. This is more in an answer to Marla's question. Don't have any expectations. Now, this goes... Well, I guess this can be attributed to anything. However, some, like, sexual acts are physically easier than others, but if you are talking, like, straight up, you know, intercourse, you know, male, female, whatever, you know the drill. Don't have any expectations. All I can say, I'm not sharing details because that is inappropriate for YouTube, but all I can say is it is going to be a lot different than you think it will be. A better person to ask would be probably a relative, well, more likely your parents, because, you know, obviously you exist, so they've done it at some point. Ask them. They may be more inclined to share with you that, but on both ends, it feels a lot different than you may think it will. So don't have any expectations. Like, when you choose to do it, like, the only way that you can know is honestly to do it. There's no other way, at least as far as ladies go, there's no other way to know. So can't share details about that, but I'm just saying don't have any expectations. It's, you know, it's different, but the only way to know is to do it. Simple as that. If you want more details, I would suggest ask a parent. They may be more inclined to share with you. However, this video is public, so I sort of cannot. I am declining to share details, but I hope that this sexual health top 10 helps you, Marla, or anyone else who may be watching. Again, some of these points are my personal opinion. You may feel against them. Everyone has their own opinion, but that is mine. Again, comment below. That is in that direction if you wish to request a new video. And we will end this here. Getting too blabby. Peace.